get you some money, however you do. Stop getting on here talking bad about your fellow black woman that's making money. Music ain't for everybody. If you don't like it, turn off your radio, close and cancel your subscription to all your social media sites. Get off of Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, because as long as you on there, you're going to hear it right. These young want to leave their man. They want to be happy. These young women of the day, these young bitches of the day do not want to be old and miserable like you for the rest of their life. They want to smoke a hookah, hit them a joint, take them a shot of Don Julio or Patron. They want to get flued out. They want to put that shit on and get fucked real good. On behalf of Young Miami, kiss every ass in Miami. If you think we give a fuck how you feel, then go spin that.
That goddamn Trick Daddy a fool. And I like Trick Daddy. Don't get me wrong, man. Trick Daddy, I love him as an artist. You know, Trick Daddy just, Trick Daddy lives up to his name. Trick Daddy. He's a real trick. And I think he tripping off Young Miami because Trina. You know, he came in the game with Trina. So Trick Daddy, he like that type of, you know what I'm saying? He come from that. But damn, Trick, you ain't got to spaz out on Miss India Arie like that. You know, I like her too. I think Trick Daddy just looking at it wrong. He looking at it from another perspective. You know, he looking at it as a survivor. He come from that. Because he's a trick. I can guarantee you Trick Daddy right now still fucking young women. And he still, you could say he a kid in the old man body. He still living that way. He living his life like that. But as for India Arie, it's the message. You know, India Arie looking like, you know, Young Miami talking about scamming and all that. What it's doing to the community. You know, what the youth looking at it like. Because, you know, like us, like me, I can listen to the song and understand, like, it's a bad song. I like it. I can jam to it, but I understand that it's a negative song. I'm not going to do what she talking about in the song. But you got younger people that would hear this song and want to do what she say in the song. Become scammers, you know what I'm saying? And that's really bad for the black community. You know, that's where India Arie, that's how she looking at this. She looking like, man, this a bad message, man. The youngsters, they living up to this. And she know where that's going to lead them. You see Trick Daddy? You know, and Trick, like you said, Trick love the kids. But if the kids can't process the message like me and you, they going to do some bullshit and they can end up going to prison losing, trying to scam. Do what the song say, what that message say in Young Miami's song. See, that's where India Arie coming from, Trick. But I also understand Trick too, because I'm from the hood. You know, I come up, you know, from there. But, you know, as you get older, it's like you should, you know, kind of slow your roll. You know, I kind of get what India Arie saying, and I kind of see where Trick Daddy coming from, because I know the person Trick Daddy is. Listen to his name, Trick. Trick Daddy, eat a booty gang. Trick don't give a damn, man. I don't got nothing against Trick Daddy because I still love his music and all, you know, but I just think, you know, you went a little hard on India Arie, calling her a bitch and all that, you know, because of her opinion. You know, hey, it gonna be people feel her because they want what's best for the community. They want what's best for the next generation. And she feel like that's gonna, you know, have a negative impact on the next generation. Because the message in the music is not really all that bright, to be real, you know. But the song and the music, it feel good, you know. It's all over social media, like Trick Daddy said. Spin that shit, spin it, you know, that's a hit. But see, India Arie just like, damn, look at the message. But Trick Daddy looking like, dang, get your money, honey, cause Trick Daddy, probably at the strip club now throwing it up, that's his life. So, I just think he shouldn't have came in there, I read that way. But, like I say, he defended Miami. He loved his city. So, he loved his city. He loved those type of artists because he brought Trina in the game, and he come from there. But India Arie, she's like Trick Daddy say, an older woman, like a mother figure that's trying to be like, nah, don't play that, you know what I'm saying? The kids listen to that. The Trick Daddy, that's how she coming, like a mother figure with her kids. And she's trying to calm it down like, nah, that's bad. Y'all need to stop listening to that. But at the other end, Trick Daddy like, hey, nigga, fuck that. Spin that shit. Spin that shit. So, hey, I just wanted to, throw my thoughts in on that. Trick Daddy, he kind of wrong for dissing her like that, you know what I'm saying? Because she, even though she older women, like they kids, that's how they look. They want to protect the kids, And Trick Daddy, you out here getting money, Trick Daddy, but hey, get the dollar. But I also understand what Trick said, don't listen to her, But the kids, what I'm getting out of this Trick, the kids, they can't process music and live like us. Cause like I say, we can listen to this music and hey, it can go over. We know not to do this dumb shit. But the kids, for example, like with Pooh Shiesty, the youngsters, they gonna crash out. And the music play a big part in it, to be real. So, hey, I just wanted to, throw that out there. I saw that video. I said, I got to say something about this, man. And I understand where India Arie coming from. She coming from it like a mother figure. She coming from it from a positive aspect. Whereas Trick Daddy, he saying this positive, and he looking at it in a positive way, but in India Arie way, it's really negative because it's a bad message to these kids, So, Trick just, calm down a little bit on India Arie. She just threw an opinion out there, and, this internet, I see how it works. Some people gonna eat it up. Some people ain't. And this is one of those situations, y'all. But y'all tell me y'all thoughts on this. What y'all think about this? It's a really controversial situation that's going on between the two because how they beefing, throwing words. And I just heard that Young Miami just responded back to India Arie. But I ain't see that or heard about that, but I'll check it out. But y'all let me know y'all take on that, man. Is India Arie wrong? Or is she right, It is what it is. If you made it this far in the video, like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not. And as always, I'm coming back with some more flavor. And it's all good. It's your boy Mean Joe Green. Love. And I'm about